And Alberta's new budget drips red ink. It promises a new Edmonton hospital, new schools, and even more money for frontline services. But the government says it will not make drastic cuts to balance the books.
Whether it's protecting public services, creating and supporting good jobs, making life more affordable, or bringing down the deficit, Budget 2017 is about staying in the corner of everyday families and making sure we all emerge from this downturn stronger.
Here is the tale of the tape. Forecasted deficit is $10.3 billion this year on total spending of $45 billion. Long term, Alberta is actually on track to hit $71 billion in debt, with more than $2 billion in annual interest payments a year. That's by the end of the decade. The province is counting on slow but steady rebounds in the price of oil to help whittle away the deficit. Now, there are no big cuts or new taxes in this fiscal plan. The budget includes $500 million in funding for 24 new and modernized schools across the province. 4 will be here in Edmonton. There's also money for design work on a 5th school in our city. There is $4.5 billion that will be earmarked over the next 4 years for infrastructure, including $100 million in new money to help First Nations get access to clean water. And as mentioned, Edmonton's ailing hospital is getting a major cash transfusion. $1 billion in capital spending has been set aside for health infrastructure. That includes a new hospital, the first such facility to build from scratch in Edmonton since Grey Nuns in 1988. Details on that facility, including both the location and cost, will come at a later date. The budget also injecting money into the ailing Royal Alex and Misericordia hospitals, though those fall short of a full-scale overhaul that many advocates had hoped the aging facilities would receive. As for the opposition members, they say that the ongoing red ink overshadows any benefits that Albertans might have seen from today's budget. All right, to other news now. A pedestrian hit by a vehicle while crossing the street earlier this month has died. The 64-year-old man was struck in North Edmonton on March 3rd. Police say that he was crossing 128th Avenue between 97th Street and 101st Street when he was hit by a van. The pedestrian was rushed to hospital with life-threatening injuries. He passed away from those wounds last week. The 31-year-old male of the driver was not injured, and at this time no charges have been laid. The EPS traffic section continues to investigate. This is the city's 3rd traffic fatality of the year. The number of flu deaths in our province continues to climb. Alberta has recorded 50 so far this flu season, 16 of those here in the Edmonton zone. Alberta Health Services says that there have been more than 3,600 lab-confirmed cases of influenza A and 125 cases of influenza B. And so far, more than 1,300 people have been admitted to hospital. By comparison, there were 62 deaths in the province during the previous flu season. A fire at the Syncrude oil sands site near Fort McMurray is now out. Crews have safely extinguished the flames at the Mildred Lake upgrader. The explosion and fire on Tuesday was sparked by a line failure that caused naphtha to leak into a hydro-treating area. Work is ongoing to fully isolate the impacted area to allow safe entry to assess the damage. The company says several upgrader units have now been shut down or minimized as a result. One worker was injured during the blaze. It's listed as being stable, being treated here in an Edmonton hospital. Syncrude and the Occupational Health and Safety are now investigating just to understand exactly what transpired and to help prevent future incidents. The federal government bringing in strict new rules for recreational drone users. The goal is to stop people from flying the devices too close to airports or planes.
I'm taking strong measures now before a drone hits an airplane and causes a catastrophic event. That's the kind of nightmare scenario that keeps me awake at night.
Drones will no longer be able to fly higher than 90 meters. They also can't be within 246 feet of any buildings, cars, or people, or within 9 kilometers of an airport across the country. The government will require that all recreational drone operators mark their drone with their contact information and forbid their use at night. Any violation of the new rules could be slapped with a fine of up to $3,000. The rules don't apply to commercial, academic, or research drone use.